Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you have a magnificent day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, guidance, and messages the universe has to share with us, especially if people are feeling they're kind of reaching like that point of no return, that breaking point, that boiling point where you're just like, enough is enough, kind of the last straw energy. Because, like, I've been talking to people, and a lot of people seem to be feeling that. So let's take a look at the cards and see what the universe wants us to know. Okay. Yeah. New Moon in Cancer, relax. Like, it can be easier said than done if people keep, pushing your buttons, keep testing your limits, keep, testing the waters. Like, can I get away with this? Can I get away with this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it's like they keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's just like when people keep doing that, yeah, there's gonna be ruffled feathers, some turbulence, and agitated emotions. But if we can do our best to relax, if we can do our best to breathe, we can do our best to remove ourselves from, people, situations, places, and things that are disrupting our peace. Because, it's not always possible, because maybe, you're at a job with someone who's doing it, or like your family or whatever, but doing what you can to protect and preserve your peace of mind and well-being is going to do you so many favors. That's why the universe is coming in. It's like, hey, relax. Like, don't let them push your buttons. Don't let them, rile you up so much that there's this, emotional explosions. Because sometimes that's what people want. Like my dad, the kinder way to put it is a troublemaker. There are other terms that people have used to describe him. He's like an instigator. He will purposely do things to rile people up because he wants to laugh and get your reaction. He wants you upset. Like, literally, one year at his job, they have the break room, and it was for the holidays, and they sell like cinnamon potpourri or pine cones or stuff. I don't know. But he knew this one coworker couldn't stand the smell of it. So what does he do? He decides to hide some in the break room. But it's not as simple as that. He went so far as to hide two of them. One in a fairly obvious spot, and another one in like an impossible to find spot. And so he comes in one day, and this coworker is scrubbing the break room down like frantically. And my dad's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I found the things and I got rid of it, but the smell's still here." And he's like, "That's because I hit another one." And it's just like, there are people like that. There are people like that who are trying to, the expression, get your goat, trying to rile you up, trying to get you upset, because they, like, some of them, I think it's just like a power trip that's like, look what I can do. Then other ones, I think it's like a misery loves company thing. Like, they're unhappy, so they want other people to be unable to be happy as well. Like, it's a whole thing. But recognizing that we can only control how we choose to show up in the world. We can only control how, like, who, what, and where we choose to associate with, where we spend our time, energy, and attention. So if it's not necessary to be around certain people or places or things because it's disrupting your peace, do yourself a favor. Step away. Breathe, relax, do things that help your peace, that help you, enjoy life and have fun. You don't need to play these people's games. You really don't. And, like, the narcissist and the toxic group I escaped from, like, they're stirring stuff up, and people are like, oh my gosh, they're doing this. And I'm like, it honestly doesn't surprise me. It's like, oh, do you want to know more? And I'm like, I mean, you can tell me if you want. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to find this information. Like, I'm, like, not in a mean way, but I'm uninterested. Like, I don't want to send them any more of my time, energy, and attention because they have proven that they are pretty toxic. They're very harmful with how they choose to interact with the world and what they think is acceptable. And so it's like, it's very unhealthy dynamics with them. And I wish them the best. I hope they can learn, grow, and improve. They can heal. They can, do all these things, but like, I am not going to be in spaces they are in. I'm not going to be around them because it's not going to help me relax. It'll just, bring up old wounds and like play out old patterns again. It's like, I don't need that. And like, I had this dream when I took a nap earlier, and yeah, it's just like confirmation that I really don't want to go down that road with the narcissist again. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs of the dream, but like from what I remember, I came to in the dream. Apparently, I was giving something because I had no memory of what happened, but like I was taken advantage of, and there was blood and like not good things, and the narcissist is trying to be like, oh yeah, it's all normal, ha 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 ha, and like trying to get things from me, and I'm like, and I was just like, but I felt like I'm gonna try to play stuff like, oh no, I'm just tired, and like trying to leave because it's just like I had the feeling in my soul that if I said no, like it would get very violent and bad. So I'm like, like this is the universe coming like, you don't want to go down these roads. You already know they showed you their true colors. Not that they can't learn, grow, change, and improve, because I genuinely believe everyone can. But yeah. Yeah, like the people are at where they're at, and if they're unwilling to change, they're not going to. The whole you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So do what you can for yourself. If other people aren't going to listen, if they're not going to respect you, if they're not going to treat you with kindness and, common decency and be honest with you and, just be a decent human being, you don't have to be around them. Like, limit your contact or just go cold turkey, cut ties. Like, do what you need to. The universe wants you to take care of yourself. It wants you to relax. It wants you to have, a peaceful existence as much as you can. Because, like, some people are always going to start up that drama and that chaos. They're going to. Yeah. Full moon in Gemini. Embrace the flow of life. That's the thing. Like, you can't control the external world. Like, you can't control what other people choose to do. You can't control things like traffic. You can't control things like the weather. But you can control how you choose to show up. You can control where you spend your time, energy, and attention. So if something, is more likely to happen, see if you can work around it. See if you can go with the flow of life and be like, you know what? I see what's going. If I go down that path, what's probably going to happen? I'm going to go elsewhere, and like just trying to breathe through things and realize, so many people make mountains out of molehills, and you don't have to. That's a choice. That's not to say that your emotions aren't valid, that, you should like just let other people use you as a doormat or mistreat you or whatever it is, because my friend and I have been dealing with that, but it's just like knowing that there are so many things outside of our control, so doing what we can to take care of ourselves, to protect our peace of mind and prioritize our well-being is so important. And like, when I had hung out with my friend the other day, I mentioned how, we were trying to get her food. She was like feeling more sensitive, and her stomach was only going to accept certain types of food, and like she was feeling guilty and all that. It was like, okay, we're going to go with the flow, though, and make the most of it and find something that you can eat, because no, I don't want you to neglect your well-being, and I don't want to force yourself to eat something that, one, you have zero interest in, or two, would just upset your stomach. So no. Because, like, at one point, she wanted to get some ice cream, and she had us go to this ice cream place, and she tried it, and she's like, tastes kind of freezer burnt, but she didn't say anything to them. And then she's like, can I taste, like, get a little test spoon of this too? And like, they weren't listening to her, and they're just like, she just kept trying to say it's right here, and like they're just like asking all these other workers. They had no clue what's going on, and she just did not like the energy, and so we went with the flow and we left. There's like, the energy was not matching up. It did not resonate. It felt off. It felt icky, and so it's like, yeah, we went elsewhere. And I ended up getting her sushi, and then she was happy, and like we went with the flow. We didn't plan on getting sushi. We didn't plan on going to all these different places trying to find her something that she would be interested in. But she had mentioned she was craving sushi. It's like, oh, by the way, I got this notification that it's, $7 sushi rolls at this place. Do you want to go? And she's like, yes. And I was like, and, for my birthday, the family that I babysit for, pet sit for, house sit for, all that, tutor, like, they gave me a gift card for my birthday. I'm like, so I could even treat you. You don't have to worry about, spending the money because, she has a 7-year-old daughter and a 6-month-old baby. And so I was like, I know money can be tight. So I'm like, I can totally hook you up. And so, like, we went with the flow. And that's the thing, that the universe wants us to relax. And it's also coming in with embracing the flow, like relax and not being so rigid and controlling and trying to force things and like, being inflexible. Because when we're so rigid and controlling and inflexible and trying to force things to play out the way we think it has to be, it's only going to come back and blow up in our faces. It's sort of like, all these treatments, like we've had all these major storms with like severe thunderstorms and tornadoes and all that here where I live. And every single time there's all these tree branches that litter everywhere. Like there are even massive tree branches that fall off and like snap and all that. And that's the thing, like when it comes to storms and whatnot, it's like if you are able to be flexible, if you're able to go with the flow, you're not going to snap. If you can be more like bamboo versus these rigid tree branches, they snap, they break, they fall apart, and it can lead to like losing a lot because like literally there are these huge massive tree branches that fell down and like blocked off this whole road so you couldn't go down it from the recent storm. So it's like that's what the universe is trying to tell you. Go with the flow. Don't try to force things. Don't be so rigid. Be more adaptable, be able to bend instead of break. And it can be easier said than done. I know that like there's some things where it's like it's a hard no because of like standards, values, morals, that kind of thing. But like trying to be more flexible with like timing and how it shows up. Because like with my friend, she like had a sort of a set mind of what she wanted to do. She didn't want us to drive all over, and it's like, well, it is what it is. I don't want you, because like what she wanted wasn't at the one place, and then it was like this weird energy at another place, and like all these things, and it's like, listen, I get you thought we could just go to one place and get it, and that'd be great if we could, but it's like, why are we trying to force something? If it's not meant, it's not meant. She's like, but I feel bad about, driving us all over the place and not like having us go all these places. And it's like, okay, but what if we find something cool because we're going out, or like we meet a person, have this great conversation, or we, have this cool surprise, or this, that, and the other. I'm like, just because you expect it one way doesn't mean it's not meant to play out another way, like to have a little adventure. Because she's like, it's like we're going on an adventure. I'm like, yeah, we can have fun with it. We can go with the flow. So if, you can lighten up, you can go with the flow, you can relax more, it's going to help you so much in these times. Yeah. Last quarter moon in Sagittarius, practice gratitude. Gratitude can be life-changing. Like, it can shift your whole experience, your whole reality, because so many of us get caught up in complaining and how we wish it would be a certain way and how we want it to be this way, and we get, rigid in our thinking, and it can lead to negative spirals because like, oh, this doesn't pan out the way I want, this, that, and the other, and it's like, but as Uncle Iroh says, when you look for the light, you can often find it, but when you look for the dark, that's all you will ever see. So if you can, look for the light, look for the positive in your life, and practice gratitude for it, you're going to be bringing in more positivity and love and like things that you would be excited about into your life, because where your time, energy, and attention flows, it will grow. It'll build momentum. You'll get more of it in your life. The energy you put out comes back to you. So why not look for more gratitude? Why not have more uplifting, happy, appreciative energy full of love, So I look at my family and I'm just like, not in a mean way, not to be offensive or anything, but it's like, it's no wonder they're so miserable. They're focused on all this negativity. They're so rigid in their thinking. They're complaining all the time, and they're fixating on it and ruminating and like building all this energy behind it. It's like, it's no wonder. Not in a mean way, but you reap what you sow. Like, you're sowing all these seeds of frustration and anger and resentment and division and hatred and negativity and complaining. And it's just like, then when it comes time to harvest, you're upset about the fruits of your efforts, the fruits of your labor, the fruits of the seeds you planted. It's like, but that's what you planted. That's what you've been tending and nurturing. Like, come on now. Like, not to be like, oh, it's like, you get what you get, ha 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 ha, but like, natural consequences. This is what you've been growing this whole time. Like, if you want, let's say, an apple tree, don't go planting a tulip seed. Like, or tulip bulb. Are they bulbs? I'm not big into gardening. That's my sister, but you know what I mean. It's just like, if you want something, make sure you're planting it. Make sure you're tending to it and helping it, grow through your nurturing efforts. Like, you can't expect all these great things to happen to you if you're not even putting in any energy towards it. If you're putting in energy towards its opposite, like, you reap what you sow. That's the energy you're putting out. That's what you're going to get. That's where you're spending your time, energy, and attention. That's what you get back. Like, laws of the universe. Not in a mean way. So, if we can relax, embrace the flow, practice gratitude, it's going to literally shift our existence, and like, it's going to help all these things come to us better. Instead of us fighting things, we're letting things naturally play out. We're allowing it to come in. We're not, trying to restrict things or, coerce things. We're able to breathe and be appreciative for what we do have. Last quarter moon in Taurus. Be proud of yourself. That's the thing. If you are coming to like videos and content like this, odds are you've been doing the inner work. You've been doing shadow work. You've been working on yourself. You've been trying to heal. You've been trying to grow. You've been trying to, expand your awareness and come from a place of like gratitude and love and, higher energies. Not that other people are bad, because we're at where we're at. We all have our unique journeys and timings, but be proud of yourself because you've been doing so much. You've been putting in the time, effort, energy, and, work. You've been working on yourself. You're trying to do better. And when you know better, you do better. You've been learning, you've been growing, you've been improving. Even if the, process of growing and learning and improving hasn't been going at the pace you would prefer. Because a lot of times in today's society, we want it to be instantaneous. But like, the thing is, when you plant a seed, it takes time to grow. It takes time before you can have the harvest. So be proud of yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Like, you've been doing a lot. And the universe sees that. It wants you to acknowledge it. It knows your worth. It knows how great you've been doing and all your achievements. And it's clapping for you, patting you on the back. But if you can't see it, like, that's going to trip you up. You're just going to be like, oh, I'm not doing good enough. And like, it can mess with your self-worth, your self-confidence, all of that. So it's like, okay, maybe you're not where you hope to be. Maybe, you're not the best version of yourself yet, but you're on your way and you've come so far where you've started. So don't discredit yourself. Give yourself more credit. Acknowledge how far you've come, because you've done so much and you should be proud. Okay. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Yeah, that's more the message of embracing the flow, learning to relax, and practice gratitude, knowing that it's all working out in our favor. The universe wastes nothing. It uses everything and anything for our benefit. Even these experiences that are hard, that are painful, that, could be mistakes, like, it's using it all. It's either a lesson or a blessing, and it's using it all to help develop us. Like, me getting away from the toxic group and the narcissist, it was really painful. It was not a fun experience at all. It was very hard. Like, it was such a roller coaster, but it's just like, yeah, I would, in a way, not want to go through it because it sucked, but at the same time, I grew so much from it. So knowing that you're going to be okay, you have the universe on your side, the divine is here protecting you, guiding you, nurturing you, supporting you, you're going to be okay. Know that you will not be abandoned or forgotten or forsaken. The universe is here every step of the way, helping you. Let's see. My fearless freedom lights up the world. That's the thing. The universe wants us to let go of those heavier emotions. Not that we can't ever feel them. We shouldn't deny how we're feeling, but not fixating on them, not latching onto them and refusing to let go. Much like how my family does. They just refuse to let go and they dig in their heels and they double, triple, quadruple down. And so if you are able to lighten up, to let go of fear, to, let go of negativity and constant complaining and worrying about everything and the doubts and the uncertainty, knowing, again, that you're always being guided from the universe and you can trust it, you can have that fearless freedom. It can light up the world and do you so much good. Yeah, this is what I was saying. When I'm connected to my joyful present, I attract support from the universe. That's the thing. When we can go with the flow, when we can relax, when we can practice gratitude and recognize that we can trust the universe because we're being guided, we allow the support to come in. We're not being resistant to it. We're not putting up mental barriers because of our negative thought process, because the universe can't force its help on anyone. Like, it can give us the lesson time and time again. It can give us tough love, but it's like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So if you can get into that, more loving, joyful, free, uplifted, energy, that allows all this beautiful abundance, all these beautiful blessings, all these beautiful support and guidance and insights to come in to help you along your way. The universe is here trying to help you, but it's just like, I'm going to be here for you the whole time, but whether or not you listen to me, sort of like how I try to provide, my thoughts and perspectives and insights to other people, it's like, I will tell you, like, I want the best for you, but if you're not willing to listen, if you're going to like double, triple, and quadruple down, it's like, there's nothing I can do. You got to make your own choices, and you're choosing not to listen. You're choosing to, stick to your guns and like tunnel vision. And it's like, okay, if that's what you want to do, like that's your choice. You get to make that choice. It's not up to me. And it can be easier said than done, I know, to like let in all these things, but we got to do our best. Yeah. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. That's what the universe wants you to know. That's why it wants you to relax. That's why it wants you to go with the flow. That's why it wants you to practice gratitude and to trust. Because love is all around. The universe is here 24/7. It's willing to, help guide you through whatever storm, whatever tribulation, whatever trial. It's here to guide you. It's here to support you. It's here to love on you and nurture you and guide you through it all. But again, you have to be open to it. You have to allow it in. It's not going to force it on you. It's not. Yeah. Ego spirit. Spirit has your back. The divine, the universe, spirit, God's source creator, whatever you want to label it, it is here and it has your back. It is supporting you. Trust. It's guiding you. It will not abandon you. Even if it feels like you're all alone and things are getting too hard and you're going to break, like, still here. It's still here. And it's trying to, get messages to you, but when your mental chatter is so loud and like, because you know how the negative spirals can be, all these negative narrows that can go spiral out of control, it gets so loud. The thing is, the universe, its voice is a lot gentler, a lot quieter, and you have to still your mind and able to hear it. You have to quiet the mind and able to hear it. And it's not going to force you. It's not going to yell at you. It's not going to scream at you, belittle you, invalidate you, any of that. The universe is always here, and it's like, hey, I'm here. If you can hear me, if you're willing to listen, I'm here. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to guide you. So know that love is all around and spirit has your back. It's not going to let you, be all doom and gloom and like your life is over. It's not over. Your story's not done yet. Chameleon spirit, act as if. That's what the universe wants you to do. That's why it's saying embrace the flow and relax and practice gratitude and to trust, because that's the power of the mind, the power of your intention, the power of your energy, the power of your words. If you act as if, there's no difference. Like, think about it. So many times, like, if you're, thinking about worst case scenarios, and like you're imagining, the one example of like, oh, what are you gonna do if you're, imagining that a tiger's chasing you down? Like, what do? It's like, stop imagining. The mind doesn't know the difference between reality and the imagination, so you can freak yourself out and get in a tizzy and like lose your marbles over things that you're just imagining, like worst case scenarios, what if games, all these things. The mind doesn't know the difference, and so that's why you have such an emotional reaction to it. So why not you act as if for the positive, act as if it's already done, act as if the universe, again, has your back, is supporting you with all this love all around you, and it's making sure you're taken care of, you get everything you need, it's all going to work out, perfectly. Act as if. Act as if. Sandpiper spirit, be playful. Yes. The universe wants you to lighten up. It wants you to have more fun. It wants you to be more joyful and to play and to enjoy and savor life and to be eager for what you do. It doesn't want things to be so heavy and for you to be miserable and just going through life on autopilot, existing and in survival rather than, truly living and even thriving. So find more ways to have fun and be playful, to relax, Because, dolphin spirit, this and that are true. Yes, it can be true that you do not have the dream life you want yet. Yes, it can be true that, you have bills to pay and, all these people that can be really difficult and challenging to deal with and it be around because this, that, and the other. But know that it's also true that the universe is guiding you, that the universe loves you and has your back, and it is working everything out in your favor. So yes, there can be things not to your preference. Yes, you might not want things in your current now moment that you're not so grateful for, that you're like, man, this really sucks. I don't like this. It's really hard. It's really painful. But it's also true that the universe is working it all out in your favor and that you can have your dream life, that the universe is working on building it and sending it right to you. It's helping get you on the path that leads you right to it. So this and that are true. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be black or white. It can be both. The whole saying, like, life is full of shades of gray. So don't, get all torn up and bent out of shape because, like, oh, this isn't true. And it's like, multiple things can be true. Multiple things can be true. So have more compassion for yourself and others. Be more kind, gentle, loving, and respectful to yourself. Don't, force yourself to be in all these situations that are killing you on the inside. Like, I get that, we have bills to pay in modern society, so we need some kind of income to make ends meet and, be able to do what we need to do to take care of ourselves and our families and all that. But, like, I look at my family who keeps trying to get me to join the company that they've all worked for, yet they're all going on about how it's killing the mind, body, and soul, how they're so miserable there that the companies, like, higher management, all that sucks, and, like, they don't know what they're doing. Like, they're, like, apparently the person thought it was a good idea, like, the head of it was like, oh yeah, the slogan is the friendliest town or stores in town or whatever, and so it's like, they did this parody of I'm bringing sexy back, but it's like, I'm bringing friendly back. And, like, they were, like, in this really cringe outfit and all that and thought it was, like, the great idea and it would motivate the employees. And, like, everyone's like, this was a terrible idea. How did you think it was good? And, like, why would you put yourself in that kind of situation? And, I get if you need to stay there to get some money, but, like, work on finding another job. But my whole point to this is my family is like, nope, I can't go anywhere else. I've been here too long. Like, I'm in too deep. Like, I don't want to start over. Nothing can be better. Everything sucks. And so it's just like, that's energy you're putting out there. Like, you're not helping yourself. And, like, then you want me to go in that too. And it's like, no, I'm good. I may have bills to pay and all that, but I'm good. I don't need to go down that road. I do not want to. I have more compassion, love, and respect for myself to not put myself in that situation. Yeah, I have bills to pay, but I'm not doing that to myself. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Get clear. Get clear on what you want, on what you need, and what is okay, what you will allow. And do not settle for less. Do not be wishy-washy. I saw this video from, I think it was Feel Good, about, not being on the fence, getting clear on what you want, and then acting accordingly. Because when you're wishy-washy, you're on that fence and you have your one foot in, one foot out, like, you're sending mixed messages to the universe, and so you're going to have a mix mash of results. And it's like if you're saying, I want, for instance, a partner who's loving and kind and supportive, and like we're able to have open, honest communication, and we're on the same page, and like maybe you want a house and a family and like 2 dogs, 2 cats, whatever it is, and that's what you want, but you're with somebody who can't commit, who can't, be open with their feelings and can't express things to you and are unsure of what they want. They're like, I don't know if this, like, I want to date you or not. And they're wishy-washy. It's like, you're having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're not acting according to what you want. So get clear on what you want. You don't need to be sitting on the fence. Granted, you can give people some grace and don't expect them to be perfect because people can make mistakes. But if they are constantly showing up this way, it's like that's their choice. It's not a mistake if that's their normal, if that's what they keep doing time and time again. That's them not, acting to what you're looking for. So why would you settle for less? Get clear and have compassion for yourself, not to put yourself in those situations. Yeah, because we're fluid. May you shift and transform. We're like water. We don't have to be rigid and unchanging and be like, nope, I gotta stay here, like with my family and their jobs. Like, you can change, you can learn, you can grow, you can become better. And it's a process, but like, if you want a job that treats you with respect and decency and, is kind to you and isn't taking advantage of you, you can change and find a job that fits that. Or, if that a partner, whatever it is, like, you can become what you want. You can create the life that you want. You don't have to stay stagnant and rigid. Like, this is just my lot in life. I was dealt these cards and there's nothing I can do about it. It's like, no. You are fluid. You can shift. You can transform. You truly can. For real. And yeah, we're on a journey. May you seek adventure. Like, you are the author of your story. You don't have to, give your power away and be like, okay, world, people around me, write my story. What's my lot in life? No. You're the captain of your ship. You're the author of your story. You get to decide how your life plays out. Yeah, there are things that you can't control, like the external factors, other people and all that, but you get to choose how you show up in the world. You get to choose where you spend your time, energy, and attention. You get to choose, where you're walking, the path you take. So why not make it a grand adventure? Why not make it something you enjoy? Yeah, alive. May you delight in vitality. Why not work on making your life one that you're eager to get up out of bed every day, one that you're just ready to savor all that life has to offer? And yeah, there's going to be things not to your preference, but you're willing to, go with the flow, practice gratitude, find things to be excited about, find things that help you have fun and play and, just enjoy life. You can find that enthusiasm and eagerness. Like, you can like tap into that childlike wonder of the world. How kids are always like, everything's an adventure, everything's fun. I mean, not literally everything, because, sometimes, things aren't to their preference and they get mad, when there's like boundaries and like, no, you can't eat like 20 gallons of ice cream, but they're alive. They delight in life, and you can do that too. You can do that too. You can be more playful. You can seek out fun and connection. You can tap into your child self again. The wide-eyed wonder that the children see, like how they can make anything and everything a game and have fun. You can do that too. You can. And, it's interesting that the dolphins come up twice on the play card, and, this and that is true. It's like, Yeah, you're an adult. You have adult responsibilities. You have bills to pay, this and the other. But you can also enjoy life. You can also tap into that childlike play, that childlike wonder, that childlike, sense of adventure. Like, you can have both of those things. They can both be true. You know? Yeah, candle. You will be shown the way. That's the thing. The universe is guiding you. Spirit has your back. Act as if it's all working out in your favor. I promise. I promise. It can be easier said than done, but you're being led to happiness. You are truly being led to happiness, to peace, to fun, to play, to, safety, to kindness, to respect, all of it. You're being led to it. It's going to be okay. It may be messy in the short term, there may be a process, it may take time, you'll be planting seeds and all that, but it will work out to you. You can have your dream life. Jug. Lighthearted, carefree time. That's the thing. The universe wants you to lighten up. It wants you to take things not so seriously. Not that nothing is ever serious. Not that other things, like bills and all that, don't deserve any of your time, energy, and attention, because we live in this physical world and then the society structures, and you need to have things go a certain way in order to make it, because if you don't pay your bills, you won't be able to keep a roof over your head or have access to light, electricity, and water and all these things. So yeah, that's true, but you can lighten up. It doesn't have to be light and death. It doesn't have to be doom and gloom. You don't have to be like my family, basically. You don't have to be miserable all the time. You don't have to be complaining all the time. Yeah, life can be challenging and it can be painful at times, but it can also be wonderful. It can also be freeing. You can feel so alive and just lighthearted and carefree and happy and have fun and just be in love and at peace with the world. Act as if things are working out for you. Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. That's the thing. If you can build up your internal foundation, if you can, relax, go with the flow, practice gratitude, trust the process, connect with more joyful, lighthearted, loving energy, you're going to have success. You're going to be able to weather the storms and, make it through the turbulence and the rocky roads and all these life hiccups. Like, it's all going to work out for you. It's just when we get caught up, in negativity and all that it all starts falling apart. And yeah, table, hard work is ahead. Maybe it's the internal work. Maybe it's, crossing your T's and dotting your I's to make sure everything's okay. But you are on the road to happiness and success and prosperity and peace and fun and joy. So be proud of yourself. You've come so far. You've come so far. But it's all working out beautifully for you. Everything's working out beautifully. So I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care. Please be gentle with yourself. Make room for play and fun and joy. You don't have to just be going through the motions and be miserable and being like a zombie. Because so many people I look around and they're basically zombies. Their hearts are disconnected. Their brains even sometimes seem disconnected and they're not truly alive. They're existing, and we don't have to be that way. So please take care. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.